Champions of Champions boxing talk. Mamma mia! Mamma mia! I can't remember which Showtime commentator used to say that, but Terence Crawford, mamma mia! What a performance. I thought Terence Crawford would win. I thought the stoppage around the late rounds was possible. Did I see that coming though? No, I did not. This year I've been talking about body shots quite often. We've seen him from Errol Spence. We've seen him from Anthony Joshua. We've seen spectacular ones tonight by Terence Bud Crawford. In the post-fight interview, he said he'd been working on training for body shots all camp long. This guy can transform himself into another fighter virtually in a training camp. I mentioned Ricky Hatton in my previous video, the prediction video about Julius Indongo and Terence Crawford. And what went and happened? Terence Crawford finished the fight in 3 rounds with body shots. But you know what was so spectacular? Usually you see, don't you, Castillo was a single body shot. Roy Jones one time finished the guy, I can't remember, with one spectacular body shot. But Terence Crawford gave a body shot combination. Something I've not seen in a long while, and history is made. For the first time in 11 years, we have an undisputed champion of the world at 140 pounds. First time since Bernard Hopkins. And I'm telling you, Bernard Hopkins is seen as a legend. Terence Crawford, I think, has the talent now to go on and be a legend. I said he needed a spectacular fight because he had a great platform, ESPN, Sky Sports, and what did the boy do? He wiped away the memory of the boring Victor Postol fight and gave us this scintillating performance. Let's just put it this way. The winner of Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor will not be fighting this guy next. That I guarantee you. For all intents and purposes of people criticising Pacquiao for not fighting Crawford, Pacquiao is more likely to fight Crawford than one of these two guys. Because let me tell you something, whoever leaves next week with the 0 would lose that 0 right now to Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman, I think, would lose his 0 to Terence Crawford. Errol Spence, I said, would beat Terence Crawford. I'm starting to rethink what I said now. Because providing Terence's power carries up to welterweight, if it does, he can go to the body, seemingly, nearly as good as Spence. So Errol Spence is going to have to protect his body. We talked about him being so adaptive and making adjustments in the ring. And what did he do from the very first bell? That's right. He came out in the southpaw stance. In Julius Indongo's own stance. And schooled him at it. What Indongo does best, Crawford does sometimes, and his little bit of sometime was better than Indongo's all the time. He won the first round on effective punches, in my opinion. Quicker, stronger, sharper. Indongo was awkward and jerky, but I did say when he throws a punch, he leaves himself open, and a guy like Crawford will always exploit that with his crispness and accuracy. Then he drops him in the second round, and I didn't even see that coming. It was like shock and awe, as Jim Lampley said back in 2009, when Ricky Hatton was dropped twice by Manny Pacquiao. I mean, not comparing Indongo with Ricky Hatton, they're a different style of fighter, but it was, to me, looking that sort of level. Class. Sheer class. And the finish, well, that just says it all, doesn't it? ESPN's spectators have been introduced to a new fighter who are not particularly maybe boxing fans, and now they are about to see Terence Bud Crawford climb the ranks of pound for pound even higher in my estimate. Does he go to welterweight from here? I don't think there's much left for him at junior welterweight, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. But my God, this guy is a terror. He can outbox you, he can outpunch you, he can be the smarter man, he can be the aggressor. No doubt one of the best fighters in boxing today. And he doesn't look like he's broken sweat yet. He's coming to his prime. I would be very worried. Let's see how brave these welterweights truly are when Bud Crawford makes the transition to that division. So, like him or lump him, Bob Arum knows how to spot talent. He's done it again. In the recent times, he's had Oscar De La Hoya, Marquez, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Timothy Bradley. Now he has Terence Crawford. You know, the legendary promoter does not have to worry when Manny calls it a day, because Terence Crawford tonight, I think, did really capture the imagination with that performance. And they were talking about his personality on Sky Sports and saying that Terence Crawford is a really modest guy, comes across as a decent guy, shall we say. That may be appealing to a new boxing audience that is fed up of the likes of a Conor McGregor or a Floyd Mayweather persona. He offers something different, Terence Crawford, in terms of personality. It might not be flash, but it's honest. And what he says he's going to do, he backs up in that ring. They're promising a knockout next week, but generally when Terence Crawford says he'll knock you out, he's a good chance of doing it. So, history is made. I repeat, history is made. For all those people wanting a guy to unify the title, the divisions, in a spectacular fashion, you got it. I did not see that level of performance coming. I thought it'd be a good one. And I thought he would expose Undongo's, shall we say, gaps and frailties, but I didn't see him exposing them to that extent. Because Undongo really did look good in recent times. I thought Undongo was better than Postol, to be honest with you. But Terence Crawford now, in different styles, has made both of them look completely ordinary, and he has looked out of this world. Don't even mention putting people like Danny Garcia in there with this guy. Danny Garcia's footwork, he has to plant his feet before he fires them shots. And he has to hope that the guy runs forward and stops moving so he can counter them. Terence Crawford is not Amir Khan, ladies and gentlemen. As good as Amir Khan is, he doesn't have a fraction of Terence Crawford's concentration levels. So, congratulations to Terence Bud Crawford. You are now, no doubt, the best 140-pound fighter in the world. This guy is going to go down as one of the best ever at 140 pounds. No question about it. I'm already thinking, is it possible he could be in the top 5 already? And he can go up to welterweight, and no top welterweight is going to want this man. No top welterweight is going to want this man. The Victor Postol fight was disappointing. He's made up for that tonight. The real Terence Crawford, the peak of his powers, showed up. The master of the southpaw stance, the orthodox stance, the footwork, the combination punching, the sharp counter punching that he threw when Indongo tried to lead in the ring, the spatial awareness, the ring generalship. Now you can throw on top of that the body shots. I know he's thrown body shots before, but I think this is the best he's ever thrown them, and I think this is the best he's ever looked. He looked delighted. The crowd looked delighted. His promoter obviously looked delighted. Boxing should be delighted. You've got a decent young man here who is awesome as a fighter. He has power, skill, IQ. He can beat a guy in a game of chess in the boxing ring, and he can entertain an audience with a firecracker when he lets them hands go. So, the incredible Terence Bud Crawford is one of the undisputed pound for pound best fighters in the world. That there can be no question. Champions of Champions Boxing Talk, I'm out.